Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for February 15th. We're going to take a look at the US-Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair, we're expecting it to move as high as 92.83 and as low as 89.43. This particular pair, you want to look for some resistance to come in around 92.20 and look for some support around 91.64 in this particular pair. This pair is moving sideways for the most part. It did close up for Friday's session, but the bias is sideways currently. If you notice, we had a decent sized gap at the open. It's pretty much retraced itself as expected. Did it pretty quick this week, but we know the odds are in favor of that happening prior to the end of the session on Friday. Now switching to the Euro USD, this particular pair gap down, significant gap during the open here. We are expecting this pair to move as high as 130.70 and as low as 126.83. Look for some resistance around 129.25 and look for support at 128.31. This pair for the most part is moving sideways and the bias is sideways, although we did have a inside bar that was created on Friday. It did close up, but was an inside bar, and we can definitely look for a breakout. I don't think we're going to get one during this next session, though, is the only thing on that particular pair. Switching to the pound USD, this pair closed up for Friday's session, did gap down on the open, fairly significant gap. However, we are expecting this pair to move as high as 144.83. Look for resistance at that same level and support. Look for 1.4150 and look for it to move down possibly to that point as well. Now switching over to the US Swiss, this pair we're expecting it to move as high as 117.60 and as low as 114.60. This particular pair we're looking for resistance around 116.50 and look for support around 115.60. This pair is moving sideways and formed an inside bar, I believe, or real close. It actually, I think the lows were about the same, but it definitely was close on Friday, closed down. Market's moving sideways overall. Now, what I'm looking for during this next session, we have a swing trade that occurred. We're looking at the low here and here, looking for a break of our trend line at this point and looking for it to move lower. Basically looking for a short at 115.84, looking to exit around 115.14 level. That's roughly about 70 pips worth of movement. Use a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 1, so your stop will be 70 pips above this number. Now something else I'm looking at is in the Euro USD pair. This particular pair has a swing trade as well. Look at the highs here, looking to come down, draw your trend line, looking for a break. I don't know if these two swing trades will actually hit today. They have a pretty good ways to run prior to that, but look for a buy at around the 1.2917 area and look for an exit around 129.97. Now that's roughly 80 pips worth of movement that we're looking for beyond this point. Like I said, I don't know if it'll occur today, but if not, possibly within the next session. Now we don't have, there are several other swing trades. If you look through the rest of the pair, there were several other swing trades. Most of them were further than I would expect the market to move within one day, but go through them and look for them. And at that point, you can determine whether you want to take those trades also or not. Now, looking ahead, we have Sunday today at 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time. The Japanese are releasing their GDP for the fourth quarter. Consensus is that it has dropped from negative 0.5% to negative 3.1%. Also, looking ahead to Monday's session, or Monday day, we have the Reserve Bank of Australia releasing the board minutes for February, and that's going to be released at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.